Chapter 1. The Amazon Sisters. In the heart of Themiscyra, a land where the whispers of the wind carried tales of valor and the rivers sang songs of ancient glory, three sisters stood as paragons of Amazonian strength and unity. Melanippe, known as the Black Mare for her unmatched swiftness and dark flowing hair, was the youngest of the trio. Her elder sisters, Hippolyta and Antiope, were equally formidable, each embodying the fierce spirit of their warrior lineage. The sun cast a golden hue over the training grounds, where the rhythmic clash of swords and the thud of arrows meeting their marks created a symphony of discipline and power. Melanippe, her eyes sharp and focused, sparred with Antiope, their movements a blur of precision and grace. Hippolyta, the queen of the Amazons, watched with a mixture of pride and contemplation, her mind often wandering to the responsibilities that weighed heavily on her shoulders. "Faster, Melanippe!" Antiope's voice rang out, a blend of encouragement and challenge. "Your speed is your greatest asset, use it." Melanippe grinned, her breath steady despite the intensity of their bout. "I won't let you down, sister," she replied, her voice filled with determination. As the day wore on, the sisters gathered by the riverbank, their armor glinting in the fading light. They spoke of their dreams, their fears, and the legends that had shaped their lives. Hippolyta, ever the leader, shared her concerns about the growing threats beyond their borders, while Antiope spoke of her desire to explore the world beyond Themiscyra. Melanippe, however, remained silent, her thoughts consumed by a recurring dream. In it, she saw herself captured, bound by chains, and yet there was a sense of purpose, a feeling that her fate was intertwined with something greater than herself. She had not yet shared this vision with her sisters, unsure of its meaning and wary of the worry it might cause. As night fell, the sisters returned to their quarters, unaware that their lives were about to be irrevocably changed. For far beyond the horizon, a hero named Hercules was embarking on a quest that would bring him to their shores, seeking the girdle of Hippolyta and setting in motion a series of events that would test their strength, their unity, and their very identities. In the stillness of the night, Melanippe stood by her window, gazing at the stars. She felt a stirring within her, a premonition of the trials to come. Clenching her fists, she vowed to face whatever challenges lay ahead with the courage and resilience that defined her people. Little did she know, her journey was about to begin, and the legend of the Black Mare would be etched into the annals of history. The dawn broke over Themiscyra with a serene beauty, the kind that belied the turmoil soon to come. Far from the Amazonian lands, Hercules, the son of Zeus, was preparing for his 9th labor. The task was simple in its command, but complex in its execution: retrieve the girdle of Hippolyta, the Amazon queen. This girdle, a symbol of her authority and strength, was a gift from Ares, the god of war, and was said to possess powers that could turn the tide of any battle. Hercules, with his lion-skin cloak draped over his broad shoulders and his club in hand, set sail with a small band of loyal companions. The sea was calm, but his mind was a tempest of strategies and uncertainties. He had heard tales of the Amazons, fierce warrior women who would not easily part with their queen's prized possession, yet he was determined. Failure was not an option for the hero whose name was synonymous with triumph. As the ship neared the shores of Themiscyra, Hercules stood at the bow, his eyes scanning the horizon. The lush greenery and the imposing mountains spoke of a land untouched by the ravages of time, a sanctuary of strength and mystery. He knew that diplomacy would be his first approach, but he was prepared for battle if it came to that. The Amazons, ever vigilant, had already spotted the approaching vessel. Hippolyta, flanked by Antiope and Melanippe, stood at the ready, their expressions a mix of curiosity and caution. The arrival of strangers was rare, and the presence of a man, especially one as renowned as Hercules, was unprecedented. Hercules disembarked, his imposing figure casting a long shadow on the sandy shore. He approached the Amazonian leaders with a respectful bow, his voice steady and commanding. "Queen Hippolyta, I am Hercules, son of Zeus. I come in peace, seeking the girdle of Ares as part of my labors." Hippolyta's eyes narrowed, her grip tightening on the hilt of her sword. "And why should we part with such a sacred artifact, Hercules? What makes you think we would hand over a symbol of our strength and unity?" Hercules met her gaze, his expression earnest. "I understand the significance of the girdle, Queen Hippolyta. I do not seek to diminish your power or disrespect your people. I am bound by a quest, one that requires me to retrieve the girdle. I am willing to negotiate, to offer something in return." The tension in the air was palpable. Antiope and Melanippe exchanged glances, their instincts on high alert. Melanippe, her recurring dream flashing in her mind, felt a strange connection to the hero before her. She stepped forward, her voice calm but firm. "What do you propose, Hercules? What could you possibly offer that would be of equal value to us?" Hercules considered her words, his mind racing. "I offer my strength and my loyalty. Allow me to aid you in any task, any battle you face. Let me prove my worth to you, and in return, grant me the girdle." Hippolyta, ever the strategist, saw an opportunity. "Very well, Hercules, we shall test your mettle. There is a threat looming on our borders, a band of marauders who have been encroaching on our lands. If you can help us drive them away, we will consider your request." Hercules nodded, his resolve unwavering. "I accept your challenge, Queen Hippolyta. Together, we will protect your land." As the Amazons and Hercules prepared for the impending battle, Melanippe couldn't shake the feeling that this was only the beginning. Her dream, once a source of confusion, now seemed to be a harbinger of the trials to come. She watched Hercules with a mixture of curiosity and wariness, knowing that their fates were now intertwined. The legend of the Black Mare and the son of Zeus was about to unfold, and the echoes of their deeds would resonate through the ages. The sun had barely risen when the Amazons and Hercules set out to confront the marauders. The air was thick with anticipation, each warrior keenly aware that the outcome of this battle would determine the fate of the girdle and the fragile alliance between Hercules and the Amazons. Melanippe rode at the front, her black mare galloping with a grace and speed that left even the most seasoned warriors in awe. Hercules, on foot, kept pace with her, his eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of the enemy. The bond between the two, though unspoken, was palpable. They were both driven by a sense of duty and a desire to prove themselves. As they approached the marauders' camp, the Amazons fanned out, their movements synchronized and silent. Hercules marveled at their discipline and unity, a stark contrast to the chaotic bands of men he had fought alongside in the past. He knew that earning their respect would be no small feat. The battle began with a sudden clash of steel and a flurry of arrows. The marauders, taken by surprise, scrambled to defend themselves. Hercules, wielding his club with devastating force, fought alongside the Amazons, his strength and skill turning the tide in their favor. Melanippe, her movements a blur, struck down enemies with a precision that left no room for error. In the midst of the chaos, Hercules found himself face to face with the marauders' leader, a towering brute with a cruel smile. The two clashed, their blows sending shockwaves through the battlefield. Hercules, drawing on every ounce of his strength, finally overpowered the leader, his victory a testament to his prowess. With their leader defeated, the marauders quickly fell into disarray, their will to fight shattered. The Amazons, relentless and efficient, drove them from their lands, securing a hard-won victory. As the dust settled, the warriors gathered to take stock of their triumph. Hippolyta, her eyes gleaming with pride, approached Hercules. "You have proven yourself, son of Zeus. Your strength and bravery have earned you our respect. The girdle is yours, as promised." Hercules bowed his head in gratitude. "Thank you, Queen Hippolyta. It has been an honor to fight alongside you and your warriors." As Hippolyta handed over the girdle, Melanippe stepped forward, her eyes meeting Hercules. "You have shown us that even the mightiest of heroes can be an ally. But remember, the bond we have forged today is fragile. Honor it, and you will always have a friend in themiscyra." Hercules nodded, understanding the weight of her words. "I will not forget, Melanippe. Our fates are intertwined, and I will honor this alliance." With the girdle in his possession, Hercules prepared to depart, his quest nearing its end. The Amazons, their respect for the hero now solidified, watched as he and his companions set sail. Melanippe, her heart heavy with a mixture of relief and uncertainty, knew that this was not the end of their story. As the ship disappeared over the horizon, the sisters stood together, their bond stronger than ever. They had faced a great challenge and emerged victorious, their unity and strength unshaken. But Melanippe, her recurring dream still vivid in her mind, sensed that their journey was far from over. The legend of the Black Mare and the son of Zeus had only just begun, and the echoes of their deeds would continue to resonate through the ages, shaping the destiny of themiscyra and the world beyond. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the tranquil waters, Hercules' ship vanished into the distance. The Amazons, their hearts still pounding from the recent battle, returned to themiscyra with a renewed sense of purpose. Melanippe, the Black Mare, felt a profound shift within her, a realization that her destiny was intertwined with the fate of her people. In the days that followed, the Amazons fortified their borders, their unity stronger than ever. Melanippe, her dreams now clear and purposeful, took on a new role as a guardian of themiscyra's future. She trained tirelessly, her speed and agility unmatched, her resolve unbreakable. Her sisters, Hippolyta and Antiope, stood by her side, their bond unyielding. One evening, as the stars shimmered above, Melanippe gathered her sisters by the riverbank. The air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers, and the gentle murmur of the river provided a soothing backdrop. "We have faced great challenges," she began, her voice steady and filled with conviction. "But our strength lies not just in our prowess, but in our unity and our unwavering spirit." Hippolyta, her eyes reflecting the wisdom of countless battles, nodded. "We are the guardians of our land, the keepers of our legacy. Together, we are unstoppable." Antiope, ever the adventurer, smiled. "And our journey is far from over. There are still many stories to be written, many legends to be forged." As the sisters stood together, their hearts filled with hope and determination, they knew that the legend of the Black Mare and the Amazons would continue to inspire generations to come. Their resolve was unshakable, their spirits indomitable, and their legacy eternal.